guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're talking about the top 10 modifications for under $100 that you can do to your 2015 plus Subaru WRX or STI. I'm going to talk about all 10 things. Actually, it's going to be more like 15 because there are 5 bonus ones at the end because I couldn't decide for 10, so it's actually going to be 15 items. Don't worry, guys. This isn't going to be me rambling right in front of you guys in the studio. We are going to take it over to the computer because I'm going to be talking about pricing, where to buy them, if you should look used, what they look like on the car. Half of these things, I'm going to show you clips of them on my car and my old WRX, and I'm going to show you clips, hopefully, with some of the things. That being said, some of them are not on my car yet. They're sitting in my garage or they're on the car and I haven't posted the video. So we're gonna look at some stock footage from other cars that have installed those parts. Without much further ado, we are gonna get through this list and go through the top 10 things. I hope you guys enjoy the video. And if you wanna see more cool automotive Subaru content, WRX STI or anything automotive, and you wanna follow the build of my channel, actually, let's roll a quick intro to my car right now. With all that being said, let's get into number one. And number one is going to be one of the only things that we're not going to look at on the computer because number one is painting your stock headlights. Now, this is super important, especially if you have a WRX and especially if it's not a limited, but painting the back of your housing of your headlights. Now, I actually didn't make a video on this for my car specifically because it was such a trivial thing to do. I highly recommend you guys doing it. It takes a couple hours to do to get your headlight apart and it's pretty much free. I spent $6 on a can of spray paint. I ended up going with a satin matte black. I didn't want to go gloss back because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. It turned out great because the lens is already gloss. It looks so good. We'll roll some clips of the car shortly. I've got before and after, so we're going to look before and after here. But this one's like $6. You can buy some new sealant for your car if you really want to. I didn't end up using any of it. I was able to reseal the headlight with the stock sealant, and it's still good. So let's roll some before and after photos and we'll get into number two here. For $6, this is definitely number one on the list and I think it makes a huge difference in my opinion. The front of the car becomes way more aggressive. It's all around a better look for this car in my opinion. Number two on our list is actually gonna be front and rear emblems. Now this is either the vinyl overlays, which I'm a huge fan of because I think they actually look just as good, or full front and rear replacement emblems with the whole black housing or whatever color scheme you're going for. These make a huge difference on the front of the car, and let's jump right in and take a look about where to buy them, if you should get them used. Don't recommend getting them used, but what they look like on the car, how much they are. Here's an example of the front and rear emblem overlays. These are the vinyl overlays and not the full emblem replacement. I'm a big fan of the just the overlays. I still think it looks good even with the chrome housing. You know, if you're really a nut, you can go with the black housing, but this is a really inexpensive option. I'm just specifically looking at premium auto styling right now. Lots of different companies make these. I'm actually going to work on making some myself because I still think this is a pretty high price, so I'm going to work on making some for you guys. So you can get a low cost there. Pretty easy to install. This is what they look like on the car. You know, you can get all different kinds of colors. This is a great example right here. At under $20, this is a no-brainer if you like the way this looks. Number three on our list is going to be tail light tint overlays. If you're not gonna go with aftermarket tail lights, I highly recommend using these. Whether you go a dark smoke, a light smoke, or you change the color, you want to go all red, these make a big difference in the rear of the car. Let's go take a look at what they look on the car and how much they cost. Here is the smoked tail light overlays. Again, one of the cheap mods here. This is what it looks like. I think it really changes the overall look in the car. You can get them in different colors, yellow, everything. This is what it comes as. Again, we're on premium auto styling. Lots of different companies make these. Very inexpensive. All it is a tint. And you can see this is generally what it looks like. Again, we'll see in my car. We'll show a clip. Actually, let's run and show that clip right now. So you can see here, here's a quick clip of what it looks like. And we'll see a quick clip right here. You can see that it really changes the rear of the car. We're just looking at it through my YouTube channel. It really makes a difference in my opinion. Definitely check out this video if you haven't already checked it out. These really do make a difference in the car. They add a little bit of accenting in my opinion. And at $17, even cheaper through other sources, this is a no-brainer if you want to change the rear of your car. Number 4 on my list, and this is going to apply to most of you guys, number 4 on my list is going to be the front plate relocation kit. Now, I'm jealous for you, all you guys that don't need to run front plates. That being said, I think this thing looks awesome on this platform, looks awesome on these cars, and while a normal front license plate is okay, I really think this makes you kind of look unique. It's an inexpensive mod, does a lot. I highly suggest you trying it out. Now let's go take a look at what it looks like on my car. It's a fairly easy install. They're cheap to buy. You can get them on Amazon. We'll go take a look at that, and I'll show you how much you can get them for, used, new, and what I recommend. Here we have one of the options. I'm just on Amazon here. One of the options for a license plate relocation kit. This is actually a great photo right here of what it looks like. Really changes the car. The reason I'm on Amazon right now is because even if you're paying shipping here, this is a heck of a deal. And I'll be working on getting some of these actually made for the channel, kind of as merch, as a product, so you guys can get even a better deal on them than this $45 essentially. But that being said, you don't need to go out and spend $100 for one of these things. They're cheap, they look good, they hold up really well. And if you've watched any of my videos, this is a great option. It really changes the car. You'll see this shortly when I roll some more clips. Number 5 on the list is something that follows up the front plate relocation kit very quickly, or for you guys that don't need to run front plates, it's the front plate delete. It's the covering that goes over the two little nubs where you screw your front plate in, where the front plate's supposed to go, and you can actually put a bracket of, you know, billet aluminum, carbon fiber, plastic, ABS, whatever you choose to do. I run a fake carbon fiber one on the front of my car. I'll show it to you guys in a second, that says WRX in red. I love the way it looks. Previously, the previous owner, I forget what it was. I think it was a billet aluminum one that said Perrin or Cobb. Maybe it said Cobb. I can't remember what it said. It's kind of silly because it was on my car for over a year. But I took that one off, went for the black, well, the carbon fiber black, so I got the contrast that I was looking for the rest of the car. This is cheap, inexpensive, gets rid of those holes that, you know, that sometimes people put plugs in, but I still think with the plugs it doesn't look that great. So easy thing to do here. I'll show it to you on my car because it looks great, and I'll show you some options online and how much they cost. And here we have, I'm on Rally Sport Direct, just buzzing through, looking at some of the license plate deletes, the cover-ups. Here's a Subi Speed one, Perrin, Grimspeed. These are all over the place. They all look good. We can buzz on over and look at my video, and you guys can see directly. I have it on the front of the car. Let's make this full screen here. And as you guys can see here, you can see it adds a little bit of accent on the front of the car, and I really think, you know, it just looks powerful here. This combination between no license plate and the plate delete, it really changes the front of these cars. I really do like the way it looks. Number 6, guys, is something for the interior of the car that I highly recommend, and it's something that we deal with all the time. If you're driving a manual WRX or any STI, you have to have your hand on the shift knob, the shifter, a fair amount of the time when you're in the car. So having a comfortable handheld, a new shift knob, is something that I highly recommend. I loved the stock shifter, but it just doesn't compare to going with an aftermarket option. I know a lot of people do this they do this to make their car look cool. I kind of combined the two. I wanted a lighter weight that had some weight to it, like hard to explain. I wanted a weighted shift knob, but not all the bottom weight. I wanted it to be top heavy, so it makes the throws a lot easier. I ended up going with a Cobb setup. I wanted to also make it black to kind of pair with the interior, make it kind of sink in, look sleek, add something to the interior of the car. Highly recommend this. They're inexpensive, and I very much enjoy the handheld of the newer shift knob. I think it's a little beefier, a little bit easier to hold on to, and I think it just looks better overall. Let's take a look at what it looks like in the car and how much you have to pay for it, and whether or not you should buy this one used. Here is the start of the library of all the possible shift knobs. You know, I'm on Rally Sport Direct, 146 options. There are shift knobs. Everybody makes them. Tons of people make them. They're awesome, easy to get. So many options. I highly recommend them. I can't say enough. You know, you can spend over $100 here. I don't recommend it. Spend less than $100. I specifically bought, let's see if I can find it here. I bought this, but all black. I think I bought all black. Let's take a look for a second. Here's the video of actually me doing the install, and the new one just screws in. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and you know, you get to use it around. And let's just buzz forward here in my YouTube video, showing you the video itself because I'm trying to plug the video. That's what it looks like. Makes the interior of the car look dang good. It's a pretty good look, you know, and that's me. because I'm plugging the YouTube video, you know? You gotta go check out the full videos if you guys wanna see the full installs here. Number 7 on this list is something that I recommend to every WRX and STI owner, regardless of what you're going for, if anything. It's something that changes this car absolutely to the max. Again, it's one of the top things I recommend. It's number 7 on our list because I think the other ones are cheaper and they make a big impact with low money. That being said, a front lip, guys. A front lip changes these cars. They make the front of the car actually pop. It makes it, you almost want these things to come out of the factory with front lips. Now, Subaru does sell a front lip because they know they absolutely bang and they look great with front lips, but highly recommend the front lip. It is a little bit of a pricier option. Let's take a look at how much they cost. This one might be just over $100. And guys, here is the front lip. Again, I'm on Amazon. This is where you're gonna spend a little bit more than $100. You can buy these used, but highly recommend getting them. Just, you know, spend $127. I think specifically, this is the lip that I have right here installed in my car. It's the Icon Motorsports for the 2015 through 2017. They say for everybody, but I think it fits better on those. You can get them for the other ones. It just stretches a little bit different. I think it's polyurethane. Let me look here. Yeah, oh, it's polypropylene. Polypropylene, I'm sorry. You do have to paint it yourself, a little bit of cost. These photos just don't do it justice. Let's take a look here for a second. And this is what it looked like. We're gonna go back to this video because I love this compilation. You're gonna see what it looks like on my car. This is unpainted here, so it looks pretty good unpainted. And then if you buzz a little bit further, this is what it looks like painted. And I've got the lower front bumper S207 wrap on this one too. So not only do I have the gloss black, but we've got, oh, look at that. It just looks so good in my opinion. For $127 plus maybe $4 of paint, you can't really go wrong here. Honestly, it really changes the way the car looks. So I'm super happy with that modification. Can't suggest this enough. Might as well buy used. It's a little over $100, but free shipping, guys, and this will change your vehicle. Number 8 on our list is something that is going to cost you a little bit more than $100 if you buy it new, but if you go through a rep for a company, you might get a good deal on it. This is one of the ones that I recommend getting used. I really like the look of them. It's hit or miss with the community. It's going to be mud flaps, specifically Rally Armor mud flaps. Now, I've put this in under $100 because I often see these things go for $100 or less used. So this is one of the ones that I recommend going used for. But both does it change the look of the car, but I highly recommend it for protecting your paint, kick up, makes the process of cleaning your car easier, makes the car stay cleaner longer. There's a lot of functionality behind mud flaps. It also widens the stance, kicks out the sides, flares a little bit. I think it does make a big difference on these cars, and I think it's a nice added touch. And you can work with your color scheme because the Rally Armor text can be changed to different color, and it wraps the car in together. Here are the Rally Armor mud flaps. Now, we've seen the videos for the other cars. You know the way these look. I've got some review videos on my channel. Definitely check them out. Now, the big thing with these is, yes, they are well over the $100 mark new. That being said, you get tons of options for color customization. And if you go on Facebook Marketplace here, you buzz over to that Facebook and you go to the Marketplace in your area, you'll probably find these for under $100. You won't have to pay this fairly high new price. Now, if you go through a local rep or a rep for a company that sells performance parts, you may actually be able to get a better price on this. It really depends on shipping. I would definitely go down that route and see what you can get. Number 9 on this list, and this is going to be a video coming out very soon on this channel, is going to be an F1 rear fog light, brake light, whatever you want to call it. Now, there's two big things with this. One, it's extremely practical. This thing will flash like an F1 light when you hit the brakes. So if someone behind you is texting, not paying attention, and you don't want them to hit you with their car, this thing is gonna flash and they're gonna look up and notice that you're braking. So functionally, if you live in a city, this makes a big difference. I also think it makes the car look awesome. I love the way these things look. It makes it easily identifiable if you're driving behind a WRX or an STI, if you're on the highway, if you're driving. I think these things are just great. They can be had under $100. Let's take a look. Here we have options for the F1 rear brake light. This makes such a difference on the car. Subi Speed makes these, OLM makes them, Subi Bros makes them, tons of companies make them. I'm just on Rally Sport Direct buzzing through these. There are so many options. I highly recommend these. Definitely change the look of the car. You can see that it really ties it really ties the rear of the car together, just, you know, from a non-functional standpoint, whether you go red, smoke, you get rid of that plastic section here, and you get an actual functional light that does a lot for the car. This is over at SubiSpeed. This is one of their new USDM F1 style rear fog lights. So definitely check them out if you're interested in the SubiSpeed. Now this is going to cost more. A GCS will cost you around $100 if you go through a rep. Number 10 on our list is something that I will be installing on my car very soon. They're very inexpensive. And these are fender accent overlays. And these are actually pretty common when you see modified WRXs and STIs. I think some people don't really talk about it that much, but they actually make a big impact on the car. That's why I'm going to test them out on my car. I really like the way they look, especially depending on what color you're running. I've got a white WRX, and man, do I think it makes a difference with the whole black and white scheme. So it's an inexpensive mod. Let's take a look at what it looks like and how much you should pay for it. Here are the fender accent overlays. These things are in my garage and getting installed on the car, hopefully this week. This also shows the fender badge, but we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. So these are the accent overlays, top and bottom, $19. No brainer. This is what it looks like. I think it really adds a nice accent to the car. Gloss, everything on all different types of colors. You got on all the different color cars, you got the carbon fiber here. I really think this makes a big difference on the car. $19, highly recommend this. Number 11 on our list is going to be fender badges, and specifically going for a different fender badge to match the color scheme of the car. Now, the chrome silver fender badge, it's okay, it's not terrible, but if you've got any type of color scheme or you want to make your car a little bit more low profile, a little more slick, I highly recommend going with a gloss black, a matte black, whatever you're doing, or a specific color to meet the rest of the car. But I really think it changes the car. It's an inexpensive modification. It's something that has been installed in my car. Video is coming soon, so if you want to see better than the photos that I'm going to show you guys, I highly recommend watching the video that comes out in the next couple weeks about me installing them in my car and the difference it really makes on the car. Now there's two options here, and I'll show you guys in the video. One's a little bit more than the other, but I highly recommend both. Here we have, this is actually a inlay and overlay for vinyl, but this is generally a, we're going the side emblems here. You can go over to eBay, you can pick these up. I just specifically chose the vinyl, which is actually you wrap the existing, and this is what you get. You get for 17 bucks, you get the vinyl, you get the lettering, everything you need to wrap this if you wanted to wrap this. They look darn good, 17 bucks, I wouldn't go back. I really like it if you do the fender accent overlays that we saw before. These are on the car, video is in progress. If you're watching this video a couple weeks after I've posted it, because I never know when you guys watch these videos, take a look and see if I've posted that video so far. Number 12 on our list is another vinyl overlay. It's going to be the trunk trim vinyl overlay. I really do recommend this. This is a product that is going to be going on my car. I've seen them on WRXs, and if you have the right scheme set up with your car, it actually makes a big difference. And again, very inexpensive modification here that will give your car an accent that's different than other WRXs and STIs out on the market now on the road. Here is the trunk trim overlay. This is something that will eventually be installed in my car. For 20 bucks, you can get a good accent on the car. Don't have much else to say about this, but this is a nice piece that you can add to the car. Number 13 on the list, and this is kind of, there's many numbers here. I wanted to put this higher on the list, but it's a kind of a can of worms. It's just upgrading all your lights to LEDs. Making sure all your front lights, all your rear lights, all the exterior lights in your cars are LEDs, no halogens. Make them nice, make them bright, make them look good. I think it makes a big difference. Functionally, having brighter lights is always better. Other drivers might not agree with you, but if you drive in back roads or you're doing a lot of night driving, I highly recommend going that route. All right, guys, there's so much to be said about lighting and so many videos and photos. I've done some fog lighting installs on my channel. I definitely suggest going to check them out. But, you know, we're just buzzing through. I highly recommend Amazon or going through one of these sites. There's lots of options. I'm talking high beams, low beams, fog lights, turn signals, rear backup cameras, reverse lights, everything. Do halos, demon eyes, sea lights, everything. This is a kind of a can of worms because these can add up, but each individual option is usually well under $100. Highly recommend it. Number 14 is for some of you warmer weather guys and people that are running tunes and don't want to run their AC because that happens more often than you'd think. It's rain guards, and I think that it's something, I'm not a huge fan of the way that rain guards look. It's a cheap modification, and as somebody that doesn't love to run my AC in the summer because I like the real-time feedback from my engine and I don't like the false knock numbers, something that happens with the WRX, can't explain it. Well, I can explain it, but it sucks. So I don't run AC when I can. I like to drive with the windows open anyway so I can hear the car. Rain guards are a powerful tool if you want to be able to keep your windows open, at least cracked in the rain. So it's something that I don't love, I don't necessarily hate, but it's definitely an option. It makes the list. It's an inexpensive mod. There's not much else to say about it. Let's take a look at them. Here are the rain guards. These are the Subaru brand rain guards. You can have them under $100 if you buy them used or if you go through a local rep. I'm not going to show too much about these. I'm not a huge fan of the way they look on cars, honestly. That being said, it's something that's functional. You can see them here. They're functional. I don't love the way they look, but they're functional. That's the important thing here. Last on our list is actually a Faction Fab or whatever, but I prefer the Faction Fab because it's just the cheapest. It's a shift stopper. So it's a small modification that's going to tighten up your first and second gear if you're driving a WRX. Last on our list here, obviously there's not going to be any photos here. It is the shift stopper for the 2015 Plus WRX. Nothing to really say about the STI. Pretty easy install. It will tighten up first and second. One of them is going to be installed on my WRX. Pretty easy install. I will show it to you guys in the video will be coming. I hope you guys enjoyed the top 15, top 10 modifications under $100 or around $100 for your WRX or STI. If you enjoyed the video, definitely give me a thumbs up. Everything that I can is going to be linked in the description below because sometimes things aren't available at the time, and I'm not particularly... Well, I'm going to list everything that I can find on Amazon, to be honest with you guys. And if you want to get direct links from other people, I will let you know, but I don't want to throw too much free advertising around right now. So if you're looking for something, definitely let me know. And I hope you guys have a good holiday. Stay safe. It's a dangerous time with COVID, so make sure you're continuing to socially distance and keep up with the channel. I'm taking a little bit of a break for the holidays just so I can have some time off. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay safe. As always, social distance. Have a good day.